One series, 9 cities, and tonight we're in Boston for the FIE's Grand Prix of Saber. 300 of the elite fencers from around the world, representing more than 30 nations, have gathered in the historic city of Boston and here at Harvard University to contend for their spots in Rio. It is a very special evening of Grand Prix fencing tonight in Boston, Massachusetts, and at Harvard University. Gold medals at stake in men's and women's saber, and valuable Olympic qualifying points up for grabs as well. And good evening, everyone. I am JB Long. Jeff Buchanz was twice a team captain at the Olympics, has refereed 2 Olympics as well, and here we are again on the road to Rio.
The goal of every fencer here is to proudly represent their country in Rio and ideally come home with an Olympic medal. But the pressure on these athletes to qualify is enormous. And there is a buzz in the venue here at historic Harvard University as these fans eagerly anticipate seeing the best fencers in the world and seeing which ones will handle that pressure and rise to the occasion.
We do have Tim Morehouse as part of our team this evening, and he has some thoughts on what's at stake as we prepare for Rio.
These are the best fencers in the world champions, Olympic champions. These are the people who are going to be going to Rio, bringing home medals. And if you want to check out this finals, it's going to be incredible. This will be a preview of what's going to be happening in Rio. And these athletes now are peaking. They've been training for 4 years. They are getting ready for Rio right around the corner, and it's all happening right here, Harvard University, the Fencing World Cup.
So both championship rounds are set. Still to come tonight from Boston, gold medals to be handed out in women's and men's saber. The International Fencing Federation puts on this 9-city series leading into the Rio Games. The only Grand Prix hosted by the U.S. tonight in Boston. We're taking on men's and women's saber. And a great saber fencer in his own right, a friend and colleague of ours, Don Anthony, is also the president of U.S. Fencing and a member of the executive committee. And he had some thoughts on what this night means.
Well, the competition is world class. This is one of the major events going into Rio. It's a Grand Prix event, which means the points count more than some of the other events. It's also because of the timing in the season, one of the last opportunities many of these athletes will have an opportunity to qualify for the Rio Games. If they don't do well here, their season could be over as far as their Olympic dreams. That only heightens the level of competition. We've got 150 women, 161 men, and they are the best in the world, and they're from all around the world.
Well said, Don, and that leads us to our women's final tonight. It's a matchup of China and Russia, 2 of the great programs in the world in women's saber. Chen Shen carries a top 4 global ranking. She is the 2015 World Championships bronze medalist from Moscow and out of Russia. The surprise story of this weekend, the 2015 European Games bronze medalist, Viktoria Kovaleva of Russia. All right, before we begin our gold medal rounds with Jeff Buchanz, I'm JB Long. A team captain, Jeff, a referee in your own right. How about the rules reviewed for saber?
The touches must be scored on the torso, everything above the waist, scoring with the tip or the edge of the blade. The fencers may ask for a replay ruling. They get up to 2 lost challenges. The first to 15 touches wins, and there's a break at 8 touches.
We've already seen Grand Prix in foil in Torino and in epee in Doha so far this year. Now we're back at Harvard University in Boston as Shen Chen, the 25-year-old Chinese saber fencer, lines up against Viktoria Kovaleva of Russia, a 26-year-old who has not finished a senior season inside the top 40 globally yet. But maybe this is her year, and she's picked an Olympic cycle to fence some of her best work.
Kovaleva at a huge disadvantage, a huge underdog. Shen's much faster on her feet. In order for Kovaleva to have a chance, it'll have to be tactically, and her coach is Christian Bauer, who's considered the best tactician in the world.
On a day in which 3 of the top 5 in the world were knocked out before the table of 16, Shen Chen has fenced her way to the final, but it's Kovaleva who scores the first touch.
Kovaleva with a straight attack. Here she starts. Her arm is moving forward, threatening the valid target, and she scores to the chest.
She's from Barnaul, Russia, in the western Siberian plain near the Kazakhstan border. Went for the parry riposte there and scored.
After Shen got hit on a straight attack, she said that's not happening again, and Shen attacked, but Kovaleva was waiting with a parry and a riposte.
As she was building her attack, Shen struck quickly and got in for her first red light.
Kovaleva started a little too quickly. Here it comes. A little quickly with the first step. Shen saw an opening and hit her.
Attack from the left, and it scores. Shen Chen defeated Sofia Velikaya of Russia, the #1 rated fencer in the world, to get to this bout.
Here comes Shen. Superior footwork and scores on a straight attack.
Those guards collided at the last, didn't they?
They did. Sometimes that will result in a parry.
Attack from the right, parry riposte. So after Kovaleva got the first two, Shen Chen with 3 in a row.
The referee is Marius Florea. Here comes the attack from Kovaleva, parry and the riposte. And Florea will be in Rio refereeing at his 4th Olympic Games. Shen a little devastated there. She made a straight attack and fell short as Kovaleva retreated just out of her distance and scored on a counterattack.
Again, those guards, you can hear them collide. And the strength of Shen Chen prevails. And Kovaleva did her best to sell it.
A look of disbelief by Kovaleva. Here's the attack from Kovaleva, parry and riposte. I agree with the referee on that call.
Not the cleanest touch, but a physical one.
Right.
Shen Chen pulling distance there a couple of times, but the parry riposte scores for the Russian.
Even though Kovaleva was going back, it looked like Shen was on the aggression. Kovaleva took the parry and made the riposte.
Kovaleva's husband, Dmitry, has worked as a coach here in the United States. It is comfortable soil for her as she lights her single green. Mentioned this earlier tonight, she won a silver medal at a World Cup in Chicago last year.
Here comes Shen's attack. She's starting slowly, as you're supposed to. She sees an opening, and she just missed. And Kovaleva hit on the counterattack.
Attack from the right, and it's completed 6-4. Another 2-touch lead for Kovaleva.
Great attack by Kovaleva. She celebrated. You can see that she really felt good about that one. Here comes a straight attack. Feint, feint, and attack. And celebration.
Is she reading her opponent and how she reacts to those feints before completing that final thrust?
Absolutely. That's what you have to do.
Shen Chen awarded that touch, and Kovaleva wants to check the equipment, make sure the electronic scoring system is functioning properly. And she has 3 of the last 4.
This time Shen attacked into Kovaleva's low line. Kovaleva's blade was waiting right there. She landed in the closed guard. And all Kovaleva did was make a counterattack. It was a parry riposte, so to speak. Here comes the attack by Shen. And it's going to the low line, the outside, and you could see it was just a parry and a riposte.
Knocked the blade clean out of Shen's hand. We've seen more guard contact in this bout than any other so far this evening. Attack from the left. Shen Chen has leveled the score. Or she's within 1, excuse me. It's 7-6.
Nice attack by Shen. Mental timeout by Kovaleva. She sort of gave away an easy touch there with a counterattack. Didn't do anything to try to defend. Sometimes that happens after you score a nice touch. You sort of forget about the next touch.
Kovaleva looking to get to the break at 8 with a 2-touch lead. Instead, Shen Chen levels the score.
Again, a lot of hard blade actions, both grinding against each other's guards.
Shen Chen's best international showing before last summer was 34th in Kazan. Then she was a semifinalist at the Worlds and is here in the gold medal bout tonight in this Grand Prix.
Here you don't see a call very often like this where the referee said both fencers beat the blade at the same time and hit, and he threw it out, said no touch. Better to do that than to make a mistake and give it to the wrong fencer.
Different variety of simultaneous. No doubt there, Shen Chen, after falling behind by 2 touches, rallies for an 8-7 lead at the timeout. Chen defeated Sofia Velikaya of Russia, the reigning world champion from Moscow, to get into this final. A couple of sips and she'll be back on the strip to take on Victoria Kovaleva, the 26-year-old from Russia. Part of this vaunted Russian women's saber team that includes names like Yana Igorian, Ekaterina Dyachenko, even Yulia Gavrilova, who came in with a top 20 global ranking. She is the lowest on the totem pole, but the last left standing tonight in Boston.
The Russians have been one of the great countries in saber fencing since the former Soviet Union. They have dominated, and in fact, the United States of America had tremendous success when the Soviet Union fell, and many of the coaches came over to the United States.
We set up the second half of this women's final. You might be wondering what happened to the vaunted American women. Ariel Zagunis, battling an injury, 2-time Olympic champion, did not make it out of the round of 64. Dagmara Wozniak, also a top 10 fencer, bounced in the round of 32. Shen Chen, there's that first touch out of the timeout you mentioned.
One or two more like that, and I think Kovaleva will be done.
That's 4 in a row for the Chinese, spanning the break.
Here comes a straight attack. When a lower-ranked fencer is on a run, as Kovaleva was, and then all of a sudden it reverses, sometimes it's very hard to get it back.
Simultaneous. Want to mention one more American name, Ibti Muhammad, 12th in the world. She too did not make it past the table of 64. So a rough individual showing for the Americans, who will have to regroup as they continue this road to Rio. Back on guard at 9-7. Attack from the right, missed. Attack from the left, also missed. And so Kovaleva on the 3rd attempt scores.
Asking for a replay. Here's the attack, misses. Okay, now Shen is allowed to make her attack, and here it comes, and it looked like it hit. Now, I will say that referee Florea almost never changes his call. To me, on the replay, it looked like it should be changed. And he did. Referee gives the...
Kovaleva kept it. 10-8 as Shen Chen moves in front by 2. She's the first to double digits.
Kovaleva's attack is short. Shen makes her new attack and scores.
Direct attack and lightning fast. She's within 4 of the gold medal. Chen gets in again.
Kovaleva's going for a parry and a riposte as she's retreating and missing on the riposte, it looks like to me. Here comes Shen's attack. Now it's going to come. Here it goes. Kovaleva goes back with a parry, misses on the riposte. And Shen scores on the remise.
Kovaleva had to have that at this point of the match.
It's good for the goose, it's good for the gander. Kovaleva made an attack, Shen made a parry, riposte was missed. Kovaleva scored on the remise. Attack, parry, riposte, no. Oh, actually the riposte was parried, and that's why she got the touch by Kovaleva. Very nice touch.
Went for it again. This time, Shen puts hers on.
Kovaleva's making a mistake. As she's retreating and making the parry, she's standing up out of her on-guard position. When you do that, you lose the ability to control your weapon and change direction. And she's done this now 3 times in a row. She's making the parry, she sees what's coming on the attack, but because she stands up, she's not in a position to now strike and go in the other direction.
First a foot injury, now a hand. Set for the final touches of our women's saber final. Huge for Kovaleva.
Beautiful attack. Shen stepped forward, and Kovaleva just made a straight attack into the purple. Here comes Shen, just advancing, not doing anything yet, not attacking, and then Kovaleva makes a straight attack.
Good answer by Shen Chen. A Grand Prix gold medalist for the first time at age 25, Shen Chen of China.
Ladies and gentlemen, your absolute fencing here, Grand Prix Boston, champion, Shen Chen of China.
Well, top 5 in the world, and she continues this momentum in an Olympic year. A semifinalist at the most recent World, she backs it up with gold in Boston.
Here comes Shen. Beat and an attack, straight attack. Kovaleva ran out of room as she went to the end of the strip. Went for the parry but didn't get it. And Shen is your winner. But on this day, Kovaleva with a great result is also a winner.
Yeah, her best showing on the international stage. As strong as the Russian team is, there may not be room for her in Rio, but Shen Chen at this point seems like a lock to be in the 2016 games. We will step aside here from Harvard, but a gold medal match in men's saber is next. Welcome back to Boston, everyone, as we conclude 2 days of fencing in this great city, which carries so much fencing history. And at this university, Harvard, always a great in the Ivy League. One final bout, and it is everything that you could ask for. A top 10 world ranking showdown, but it's also a matchup of Olympic gold medalists.
This is like a pay-per-view main event, 2 Olympic gold medalists. And we're looking to see how Aldo Montano at the age of 37 can keep it going as he has all day.
Let's revisit how they got to this point. From the semifinal round, Aldo Montano, ageless, with a victory over the Romanian Tiberiu Dolniceanu. And then in the second semifinal, Szilágyi over Benedikt Wagner of Germany. And that sets up this gold medal match at the Gordon Indoor Track Facility here on campus at Harvard University. Montano about to be introduced by Tim Morehouse. A silver medalist from Beijing serving as our MC tonight, and onto the strip as well. the Hungarian, ranked 6th in the world. Well, there's such a familiarity between these two superstars, Jeff, but tonight the stage feels slightly different. They're in the United States, the only Grand Prix stop in North America, and it is, of course, an Olympic year.
A lot of pressure on these athletes to qualify for Rio. They've trained for 20 years in some cases. Their fortunes can change on one call or one bout, and these two are looking great as they're here in the gold medal match. Montano with a wealth of experience. I think he's going to try to outwill Szilágyi with emotion and power.
But Jeff Buchan's a two-time Olympic team captain and twice a referee at the highest level of fencing as well. I'm JB Long. Harry Chikma is our executive producer tonight. Russ Winnie, our producer and director. Christian Akernak as well. We thank our entire crew for their work throughout 2 days. It all leads to this. Szilágyi and Montano to finish the Grand Prix in Boston.
And it would be amazing to see Montano win the gold medal here after being 14-14 in his first bout in the direct elimination of 64, that he would come all the way to this.
37-year-old from Livorno, Italy, dons his mask. Even the youth in attendance have heard about Aldo Montano. It's a race to 15 for gold. But first a check of the equipment, which seems to be malfunctioning.
They're just checking Montano's equipment here to make sure that all the wires are working and that the light will go on properly when hit.
They switched out the cord there. Montano reattached and back to the strip. So here we go again. Number 6 in the world on the left from Hungary. Number 8, the legend Montano of Italy on the right. A race to 15 for the Grand Prix gold. Simultaneous on the first action, no touch.
Montano a little faster, but they did go pretty much at the same time.
He lights the first green with a clean parry riposte.
Great touch by Montano. The Italians are known for exulting after every touch. You'll see a lot of emotion from Aldo Montano. Parry riposte, clean touch.
Attack from the left. Szilágyi puts it on. Jeff, you mentioned the narrow margin by which Aldo Montano got through the round of 64. Szilágyi was at 14 all with Gu Bong-gil of Korea in the quarters before advancing.
And here he is with a straight attack.
It is often a 14-14, a La Belle situation at some point during the day that has to go in a fencer's favor in order for him to reach this stage.
Another straight attack by Szilágyi. 2 in a row right in the middle of the strip where Montano has sort of gotten caught and reacted. A little surprising. And I expect him to come charging out of the gates on the next touch. Straight attack by Szilágyi on the left.
Not quite charging, but it was effective.
Very aggressive. Here comes Montano. Short. He continues. And then with a straight attack, and he hit with the point. Normally you hit them with the side of the blade is what we see most often. This time Montano hit with a straight point to the chest.
He did begin his career as a foilist, but switched to saber to follow in the footsteps of his father and grandfather. That was very much a foil thrust.
And he very much followed in the footsteps of his father and grandfather.
Attack from the left, just an upward flick to break the tie.
Weird touch. Szilágyi started. The fences are checking to make sure. Aha! Szilágyi hits Montano's guard and the touch went off. The fencers know when they don't hit. but it's a good touch.
Change weapons here. They travel the world together, and they fight as individuals and also on their teams. Hungary and Italy, both great men's saber teams, and so they get to know each other. They're essentially friends and competitors, with very few exceptions on the road. Great start out of the break for Silangi to regain control at 4-2.
I suggested Montano get out of the box, which he did here, as he's retreating. And Silangi hits on a straight attack.
The reach from Montano there, just enough to get in.
Silangi misses on the riposte. Montano hits on the remise. It's devastating when you make a nice parry on a riposte and miss and get hit on a remise. Parry, riposte, no. Just missed. Montano hit on a remise, sort of a lucky touch, but it counts the same as a beautiful touch.
Attack from the left.
This time it was the same thing. Silangi makes an attack. Montano made a beautiful parry. The riposte missed. The remise hit. Here comes the attack from the left. There's the parry. The riposte misses. The remise hits.
Reaction from Montano said it all, didn't it? He felt like he got the better of that engagement and came up empty. Now trails 2. Simultaneous. That will be thrown out.
That's simultaneous.
Neither fencer has used a challenge yet, a video replay challenge. They each are allowed 2 incorrect tests of the referee.
And so far tonight in the men's and women's semis and finals, we have not seen the referees reverse one of their calls with the challenge.
Wonderful show of the exchange of right away in men's saber there. Montano takes his turn and is back within 5-4.
And that's his strength. He retreated, Montano did, to the end of his strip. He pulled distance, he pulled Silangi short, and then Montano pushed him all the way down the strip and finally scored on a long, bombastic attack. The first one we've seen from Montano in this bout.
Was it parried? No. Montano thought so.
You know, he acknowledged it, Montano, because he knew he just made a counterattack there. The blade action was initiated by Silangi on the left, and Montano was gracious and put his finger up saying, I was hit.
Simultaneous. Again, they'll throw it out.
Most of the fencers are happy when the referee throws out those close calls in the middle. They would rather throw them out and then make a mistake.
What an engagement. The mask whipped off by the Italian there.
And rightfully so, the most spectacular touch we've seen this evening. Montano took a risk on Silangi's attack. He made a jump and a parry. Here comes Silangi's attack. Montano makes a jump and a parry and a riposte. Outstanding touch. Of course, if Silangi had seen that coming and gone around Montano's parry, Montano would not have been so happy because he would have been hit right in the middle. He took a risk. He got the reward.
Together. Silangi has had a couple of 2-hit leads in this bout, but it's been fought entirely within that margin. He's got another 2-hit advantage.
Great attack by Silagi. And so far, he has seemed to have been able to neutralize Montano's cat-like footwork.
There's some of it, and we saw quite a bit on display as he took down Tiberiu Donicianu of Romania in the first semifinal.
Here comes Montano's attack from the right. Parried by Silagi, misses, and Montano hits on the remise. We've seen that many times this evening.
Attack from the right. He's rewarded again. So 3 of the last 4 to the Italian, and we're locked at 7. The next hit will take us to a 1-minute intermission.
The attack goes to Montano. It's extremely close. The referee could have called it simultaneous, but he didn't. Montano sold the touch. He celebrated. Maybe that swayed the referee.
And now he's got the lead at 8-7. So 3 straight by the Italian to rally from down 7-5 as we hit the stoppage. London gold medalist from 2012 on the left, the Athens gold medalist from 2004 on the right. A race to 15 resumes. Just kept the toe on, or did he? Boy, I'm going to need another look at that.
I'd like to see another look also, because Montano was okay until then he started to move forward. It looked like he pulled his foot back before he launched himself.
That's what I saw too.
If I was the fencer or the team captain here, I would ask for a replay certainly on this. The fencer has to ask for it.
Watch him keep his toe down initially.
Okay, watch this. Montano's okay. He's still okay. Now as he goes forward, he's off. And that should be a touch for Silagi.
Missed opportunity. Instead of 8-all, it goes to 9-7. It represents the 4th straight hit for Montano. Silagi stems the bleeding.
It's still early enough in the bout where that missed call by the referee, I don't think would really change anything.
Simultaneous. Just want to reiterate, though, it is challengeable. Video replay could confirm that that foot came off.
Absolutely challengeable, and he would have won had he done so.
And strength on strength there. Parry riposte scores for Montano.
That was a beauty. Silagi says, why did I do that? He attacked right into Montano's closed line. Here's the attack. Parry, riposte, just like you do in a lesson with your coach.
Big hit there. Massive difference between 10-9 compared to 11-8.
For sure, Montano wanted to attack. His first attack fell short. It almost looked like he stumbled a little bit. Here's the attack. And he got hit on his preparation. Stumble was after the action.
And they're tied. It becomes a 5-touch bout for men's saber gold.
Tremendous straight attack, explosive by Silagi. Montano could not get out of the way no matter how cat-like his feet are. Straight attack.
Nothing doing.
Montano's been successful in the parry riposte. I look for him to take a risk and maybe go for one right here.
I think he wanted it. I don't think Silagi gave him the blade he was looking for.
No. And there Montano put the point in line. Szilagyi tried to parry it. I believe he did and missed on the riposte, and I believe Montano hit on the second chance. Here's the point in line. Right there.
Was it ever defeated?
No, and according to the rules, it was never really a point in line. Had there been 2 lights there, I would have called that for Szilagyi's attack.
This will be tossed. Montano has already taken out the #1 saber fencer in the world, Alexei Yakomenko, the reigning world champion from Russia. Now he's got the #6 ranked Hungarian.
It's a battle of nerves now. 2 actions in the box, simultaneous.
How about the nerves on the 37-year-old?
Straight attack. Szilagyi did it to him 2 actions ago, and he just got him back. Here comes Montano's attack. Good balance, good preparation, and a straight attack.
Szilagyi has the answer. He takes Montano down.
Montano either got hurt on the elbow there, or it's a bad case of tennis elbow, but he really got into trouble there because he ceded ground too easily to Szilagyi. You see, he's giving up ground too easily. He's running out of room. He's not doing anything to make Szilagyi uncomfortable, and he was really a dead duck there. So after getting hit in such a decisive manner while retreating and giving up ground, I don't see Montano doing that again on this touch, if not the rest of the bout.
More on his front foot there, but Szilagyi found a way around it.
Straight attack by Montano in the middle of the strip, which allowed Szilagyi to step back just enough distance to find the parry and make the riposte.
First a 5-touch bout, now a 3-touch bout for the finish. Attack from the right.
No.
Montano scores. Do you disagree, Jeff?
At first look, I would say Montano's first attack was short. His foot landed and then he hit, which means the attack would go to Szilagyi. The foot landed and hit. According to the rules on an attack, if your front foot lands before you hit, you've lost the right of way. And that's exactly what happened there.
Why would the Hungarian not use a challenge this late?
He most certainly should have.
That's twice now he's missed an opportunity to potentially come away with a score. And Montano is one away.
If Szilagyi had used 2 challenges on the foot going off the strip on that action
Precisely.
there, he would have been up 14-11 going into that touch.
Instead, he's in danger of leaving 2 in the chamber.
Beautiful parry post by Montano.
The senior member of the field wins in Boston.
Two great champions, one great bout. Montano hugging U.S. Olympian Peter Westbrook, bronze medalist in 1984. It's a hug fest for Aldo Montano. There's his old teammate Luigi Tarantino.
Well, Jeff, after both his wins on the center stage tonight, you saw him celebrate with members of his own country and members of other countries. I think a sign of the great respect Aldo Montano draws from our community.
Respect and friendship. He's a very friendly guy, very outspoken, very affable, very likable.
Top 10 in the world and a gold medalist tonight in Boston. 15-12, he defeats the Hungarian Aaron Szilagyi, also an Olympic champion. Back to Boston after this. headset on, has been set up, has the camera in front of him, and so we welcome Aldo Montano after his gold medal victory. The Italian, 37 years young, congratulations.
Ciao a tutti.
How'd you do it tonight?
Yeah, it's very good. It's very good for me. It's amazing. It's amazing evening. I
Aldo,
win many times here in USA, and I'm very happy.
Aldo, I have a question.
Eh,
At the age of 37, how do you still have the great legs that you have?
47.
37.
37. Me. It's too much. It's too much. It's too much. But enjoy. I'm happy.
Aldo,
Everything is okay. Thank you.
you won the Olympic Games in Athens.
Yeah, I remember.
Are you ready to win again in Rio?
Many years. It was my biggest competition. The most amazing competition I did.
And what's your mindset going into Rio?
I won. I won close in Rio my career. So I hope this competition is very important for qualification. So some point it's okay. we need more. We need more.
Well, congratulations
Thank you
on the
very much.
results. Continued health and safe travel on your road to Rio.
I love.
Shen Chen of China, Aldo Montano of Italy. Your gold medalists tonight for Jeff Buchan's. I'm JB Long. We hope you've enjoyed our production and these beautiful slow motion replays to better understand this complex, intricate sport of fencing. Thank yous to Harry Chickma, our executive producer, Russ Winnie, our producer, and our director, Christian Ackerneck. So long from Boston. Thank you for being with us on the road to Rio and our presentation of this top-notch fencing coverage as the Grand Prix Series continues. One series, 9 cities, this weekend's stop in North America.